All right, let's just jump right in because this is about something we all have, a smartphone. I mean, it's in our hands, glued to our pockets, up against our faces, pretty much 24/7. But have you ever really stopped to think about what you're holding? Well, we're about to find out, and more importantly, learn the right way to clean it without messing it up. So, I want to start with just a number 2,617. What do you think that is? Just take a guess. It has everything to do with you and that little device you're probably watching this on right now. Yup, that's it. According to research, the average person touches their phone over 2,600 times a day. And if you're a heavy user, that number jumps to over 5,000. Every single tap, every swipe, it's transferring whatever's on your hands right onto your phone. And that, of course, brings us to our first section here. And I gotta warn you, what you're about to see might make you want to pause this and go find a disinfectant wipe immediately. You have been warned. Okay, so this is where it gets, well, kind of gross. We all think of a toilet seat as being the absolute peak of filth, right? Well, studies have found that your average toilet seat has about 1,200 bacteria per square inch. Your smartphone? Over 25,000. No, that's not a typo. It is literally more than 20 times dirtier. Just let that sink in for a second. So the next logical question is, okay, how in the world do I clean this thing? But if you've ever typed that into Google, you know you get 1,000 different answers that all say the opposite thing. It's a mess. And that's what we're tackling next, the cleaning conundrum. And this right here perfectly sums up the problem. On one side, you have the big dogs, Apple and Samsung. Their official advice says, yeah, a 70% isopropyl alcohol wipe is totally fine. But then you hop online to places like Reddit and you find people practically shouting from the rooftops, no, don't do it, you'll destroy the special coating on your screen. It's the classic showdown, official word versus real-world warnings. Which of course leads us to the big question, so who's right? Is one side totally wrong? Are people on the internet just panicking for no reason? Or are the manufacturers giving us advice that could slowly but surely ruin our super expensive phones? The answer, as it turns out, is a little bit of both. To solve this little mystery, we need to understand what's actually on your screen that you can't even see. It's time to get a little bit scientific and have that aha moment where it all suddenly makes sense. Meet the hero, and maybe the victim of this whole story, the oleophobic coating. The easiest way to think about it is like an invisible nonstick pan for your finger grease. It's this super thin polymer layer that's bonded right to the glass, and its whole job is to repel oil. It's why, on a new phone, smudges wipe away so easily. This cool little feature first showed up on the iPhone 3GS, and it's what gives your screen that amazing, slick, glassy feel. And boom, here's the answer. Both sides were right. Alcohol is an amazing disinfectant. It kills germs like a champ. That's a fact. But it's also a solvent. And that means over time, with repeated use, it can absolutely wear down and start to dissolve that precious oleophobic coating. So cleaning your phone is actually a trade-off. You're balancing killing the germs against keeping that factory-fresh feel on your screen. So you want to know the status of your own phone's coating? You can actually do this super simple test right now. Go grab a drop of water and just place it on your screen. Here's what to look for. If the water beads up into a nice, tight little ball, congrats, your coating is still going strong. But if it just kind of splats out and spreads into a flat little puddle, yeah, that coating has probably seen better days. Okay, so now that we get the science, let's put it all together. Let's build the definitive, safe, and super effective cleaning method that takes everything we've just learned into account. First up, your toolkit. And look, it's really, really simple. You need a clean, lint-free microfiber cloth. I have to stress microfiber here. Please do not use a paper towel. It can actually cause tiny little scratches. Then for the solution, a 70% isopropyl alcohol mix is fine, or if you want to be extra gentle, just plain old distilled water works too. All right, and here's the actual process, the best practice method. Step 1, power your phone off and unplug it. Always. Safety first. 2, pop it out of its case so you can get to everything. 3, and this is maybe the most important part, lightly dampen the cloth. I repeat, do not spray anything directly on your phone. You don't want liquid getting in the ports. 4, gently wipe everything down in long, straight lines. And finally, step 5, just let it air dry completely before you put the case back on. Simple as that. Now, what if you're really wary about using liquids at all? Or maybe you just want to take your cleaning to the next level? Well, there's this really cool alternative that feels like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'm talking about cleaning with light. And this isn't some gimmick. There's real science here. A study from the U.S. National Institutes of Health looked at using UVC light and found that a quick 25-second cycle just obliterated bacteria. We're talking it reduced the contamination down to 0 in a whopping 87% of cases. And here's what that looks like. That huge chunk of the circle, 87%, represents phones that were completely sanitized just with light. And you know the best part? Unlike alcohol, this method does absolutely 0 damage to your screen or that oleophobic coating. It's the ultimate win-win. You get maximum germ-killing power with 0 risk. So look, whether you use a special wipe, a microfiber cloth, or a futuristic light box, the single most important thing that health experts agree on is this: cleaning your phone should be a daily habit. Think about it just like washing your hands when you get home. It's one of the highest touch surfaces in our lives, and we gotta start treating it that way. And that pretty much brings us to the end. So I'll just leave you with this one simple question to think about. Knowing everything you know now, knowing about the 25,000 bacteria per square inch, when was the last time you really cleaned your phone?